Um, Hi, good afternoon. Um, First of all, I'd like to thank the organizer for the PQC Asia Forum in Seoul, and it's the second time I'm here in Seoul. It's a very beautiful city. And the second, I should apologize because I was thinking I should only need prepare for 15 minutes talk. Once I received the schedule, wow, 40 minutes, what am I going to talk about it? But anyhow, the good news is everyone should be a little bit earlier and because very tired. um, well, um, the major topic, what I'm supposed to talk is the background. Uh, some of the big project launched by Chinese scientist community since the NIST call this February. So here is okay. Here's my brief outline. First, I will talk about the state key project, and then talk about some research activities since this February, and also we have some security concern regarding especially the quantum attacks. But most of them, be honest, just the motivation. We still have not the result yet. And finally, I'm going to raise questions, especially for our Asia community, and see what we can do to respond the NIST call. So that's the major talks. Once again, I'd like to have a brief introduction to what we have done this June. We set up the first Asia PQC quantum in Chengdu, China, and over 200 researchers from China, Korea, Japan, and the North American and Europe participate this workshop, and some of our experts here participate and give us a wonderful talks in this workshop. So it's excellent. Then at that time we discuss the second holder is the Korea, and the third one is Japan. Okay, so that's what we have done this June. Well, since the NIST gave the call to move the transport to the post-quantum cryptography era, the Chinese science community has investigated the situation, and also we launched a state key project. And of course, this kind of projects combined with the bigger one we called the cybersecurity project. That's one of them. That is, we are supposed to study on the next generation cryptographies, especially for data protections. How can we define the next generation cryptography? Well, we still have some arguments, but most researchers agree on we should focus on the post-quantum cryptography, and also we still have source to study the FHE, the fully homomorphic cryptography. So when we talk about next generation cryptography, and usually we mean the PQC at this moment. So first, the Chinese government to wish us to come up with the same terminology. What is the next generation cryptography? So to do the research on the PQC, we are supposed to do the PQC design theory. So what is a design? Of course, everyone knows we can use the LWE, use the the lattice and the codes, and also how can we conduct the dual complexity analysis, which means we're supposed to do the classical complex analysis, and at the same time we are supposed to conduct the quantum complex analysis. And also we try our best, but we don't know if we can make it to make the algorithm proposal and to join the NIST competition and to see how well we would do. And also we would like to verify these kind of algorithms, especially in our one of the largest networks in the world, okay, because many Chinese companies pay a very interesting in the PQC area, especially for the telecommunication companies. So we are supposed to verify and see which one is achieve the balance both in security and efficiency for the algorithms. And the project will be complete, will start, say, next year, 2017, and cover 3 years, and complete by the end of 2019. As I know, around 20 universities and institutes participate the big project, the new project. Okay, so that's for instance, the Tsinghua and Peking universities and Chinese Academy of Science responsible to research the mathematical foundations of PQC. Okay. For instance, we're still working on the hard problem of the lattice, and I guess they have a same surprise as Jin Tai mentioned this morning. So we pay close watch on these kind of questions. And also we have some experts from the Zhongshan and Jiaotong and many other universities working on the algorithm designs and see, as I know, my team, most of us working on the lattice-based algorithms and the hash-based algorithms. So probably our team will propose some algorithms based on the lattice and hash algorithms. I don't know, there are many other competitions, so we're still working on that. And also we still, on the very beginning of analysis of security and the performance analysis. Here is a little bit difference between the pure mathematicians and the experts from physics. We invited some experts from the physics to help us understand what's going on in the quantum physics. As you know, it's very amazing stuff. And many mathematicians have no idea what the quantum stuff is. So for instance, in our team, we invite some experts from the physics, quantum physics, to join up with us and to search what is, especially when we conduct the simulation and we will conduct the research of the quantum complexity. For instance, what is the quantum computation parallelisms? What that really means? We need explanation from the experts from the physics. Okay, so that's one of the key projects launched by the Chinese government and the Science Ministry of the Science and Technologies. As the first part, Some research activities I like to mention is, for instance, some of our partners focus on the lattice-based authentication key schemes. Um, Jun Tai is one of the authors. The Jun Zhang and Zhenfeng Zhang, they published a paper in the Europe Crypt last year. And this paper mentioned is a practical two-pass authenticate key exchanging protocol over the ideal lattice is presented. Well, that's one of the topics we focus on. Even the NIST, the Dastimoti said the protocol is out of the scope. They like they are interested, but we still work on the protocol because we somehow like to embed the new protocol to our internet. So that's one why we are still working on. So this paper is focused on how can we have the better key exchanging protocols. That's one topic. And another one is based on the previous research result, we like to have some short signature and application. For instance, the IBE, and the author is still the Jin Zhang and Zhen Feng. They published this paper on the crypto this year. Okay, and basically we like to see if we have a short signature and how we can use it as the IBE. The background, as I understand, the background, the group researched this topic as we are looking for the future application, for instance, the IoT. So we especially pay attention to some algorithms to give us highly performance and acceptable security. Let me put this way. Okay, so that's the second one, and the third one, as Jintai mentioned this morning, one of our researchers, Yunlei Zhao, he is working on the so-called asymmetric key consensus. It was called AKC primitive. These kind of algorithms or protocols and give us some state-of-the-art practical schemes of the key exchange. And when I met him last week, and this kind of work is still keep going, and some new result will come soon. Okay, as Jintai mentioned already. So this is very interesting work, and because give us some optimization for this algorithm. Also, the reason we are interested in this algorithm is because we like to see how much it impact to the TOS protocol, for instance, the 1.3. Because as we understood, if these algorithms works, then somehow give us the desirable for the client and server setting, for instance, balance the workloads and security, or we have a better protected against the denial of service, distributed denial of service attack. So that is a very practical questions, and which is concerned by the big telecommunication companies. For instance, the Huawei, if they like to implement the PQC scheme to their design, to their equipments, then that's one of the key issues they would like to know. Okay, so That's sort of the things. Also, there are another joint work uh, conducted by the QKD and PQC because, as you know, um, Chinese experts have somehow made a lot of work on the QKD. But there is a big uh, drawback. That is, we have to make sure every node on the QKD networks is trustworthy. And previously, what they done is use the, say, the RSA, or let's say the first generation public key encryption to provide the service to make sure every node is trustworthy. But now, in the new situation, we like to see if there is a smooth transport replacement from the first generation public key encryption to our PQC. So that's one of the work we have done. That is a group from QKD team. They have done this experience. That is, use the so-called BB84. Okay, in this case, the QKD protocols need a quantum channel to transmit qubits, and we use the classical channel to transmit the post-processing information. For instance, we like to our partner knows what kind of base we choose for this QKD communication. So we only need to transfer the base information. Okay. In this case, the classical channel should be authenticated. Okay. We have to make sure the classical channel is trustworthy. Otherwise, the so-called unconditional secure is nonsense. So we have to make sure the classical channel is authenticated. Otherwise, it will suffer from, for instance, the man-in-the-middle attacks. Okay, so that's our job from our mathematicians teams. We will provide the mechanisms using the PQC algorithms. Okay. So according to the BB84 protocols, say Alice randomly choose one of the two conjugate bases to modulate the qubits. And Bob also selected randomly one basis to detect them. Now at this moment, they have to exchange the information, what kind of base they're going to choose. So that's the information we have to authenticate. At the base shifting stage, two parties exchange the bases they used. And to authentication, Bob generate the hash value for the base information and use hash function first. And then use his own private key to encrypt it. So what kind of algorithms Bob use? We can choose, say, the rainbow algorithms or even other PQC algorithms. It's still on our list to conduct the test. The rainbow algorithms is the one we choose first, and we already finished this test. Okay, so then we refer the ciphertext encrypted by the rainbow algorithms as a tag here, and which is the tag is transmitted to Alice following the message MAC. We just combine the tag and the message M together. So remember, the only thing is we want to make sure the message is correct. Okay. What is message? Message tells the Bob what kind of base information we should use in the QKD. So it's a very simple scheme. Alice then decrypt the tag with the public key and then generate the hash value, which is used to compare with. And also at the same time, Alice calculates hash value by her own and compare the two values. If the values are same, then the message is correct, is authenticated. Otherwise, we drop this communication and try again. Okay, so that's very simple protocols. Okay, and we have done this experiment by using the QKD system, 625 megahertz, and generate the secure key with the key rate around 3K kilobits. And at the optical fiber, the distance of 100 kilograms, okay, even it's very small distance compared with our huge internet, but for the QKD networks is a valuable step, let me put it that way. So we can make sure every message sent by the nodes is authenticated. Okay, so that's another thing we did. Well, the third one I like to mention a little bit is a security strength raised by the NIST recently, and the Modi already talked about this morning, okay, especially for the quantum computation. Be honest, none of the questions I'm going to raise has the answer, but still we are working on, that's what I said, we invite some experts from the physics to work with us together and trying to figure out the miracle behind the quantum mechanisms and quantum information. First, we like to see the quantum computational power and how quantize the quantum computational power with respect to our traditional computational power. Because as you already see that, the Google launch announcement, that is, they will build the quantum 50 qubits. They call it the quantum supermassive with the 50 qubits. What does this mean? This means that will dominate the computation in the future, and none of the supercomputers in this world can catch up. So that will give us a totally different the view in the future. So we like to quantize what is a quantum computation power. And the second, we like to see the quantum oracle compared with the traditional oracle. For instance, the quantum oracle is different with the traditional oracle. We know that in several aspects, such as the computational power and parallel query. What the parallel query means, because based on the quantum mechanisms or quantum fields, we know that somehow the time and the space, they are same. As the NIST said, if we want analysis, the quantum security, they suggest we pay attention to the computation, the time and the space complexity, the quantum time and space complexity, according to the theory of the quantum fields. Time and space, somehow, the same thing. So how can we deal with the brand new quantum oracle? Okay, maybe they can ask question at the same time. What mean the same time ask question? Okay. And what the quantum paradigm really means when we talk about the quantum information processing. And also the quantum reduction and what a difference between quantum reduction and traditional reduction. Reduction is a common way, as we know, to prove the security of the PKE. And in traditional cryptography, traditional reduction used such as the cup reduction and Cook reduction. So we like to see in the PQC what kind of quantum reduction we're supposed to have. And moreover, what the quantum encryptor and decryptor can do. Because at this moment, usually the people thought the quantum security from the point of view of advertising. Now let's see if we employ the quantum encryptor and decryptor to help us to design the PQC algorithms, what we can have. And also, these crypto systems of high computational complexity may be practical, feasible in quantum sense if we employ the quantum encryptor and decryptor when we design the algorithms. So that's the thought come up with our mind when we start the state key project. And of course, how to deal with the lightweight cryptography in the post-quantum era. That's another question we like to raise, because the NIST, they're going to publish a draft regarding the lightweight cryptography, but I don't know if they put them together to consider if this kind of lightweight cryptography can resist the quantum attack, because somehow the PQC project launched by the NIST focus on, say, Grover size, as Modi said this morning, right? What the Grover size means, the lower bound is the AES 1 and 28 bits. That is the lower bound. Is it good for lightweight cryptography? We don't know, but we must know, because the PQC not only apply for the internet, it will apply for the IoT and cloud computing and many other new fields. So that's what we like to know. Okay. And finally, as the Asia cryptography community or family, we like to ask what a major area the Asian community might work together to respond the NIST call. Of course, we like to see many experts publish their new research, but if there are some pre-chosen topics our Asia country can focus on our attention, or which way is the best way Asia community can cooperate each other to deal with the coming PQC era? Or maybe we like to see when the NIST finish their PQC standards, some of algorithms is owned by our Asia experts. And should we set up some special topics, for instance, assessing potential candidates in the NIST pools in the Asia forums? So that's kind of the thoughts we like to propose in the PQC forum in Seoul. So thank you, and see you in the third one. Okay.
Thank you for your talk. Do you have any? Do you think you have China government has a plan for standardization of post-quantum crypto?
Yes, we do. We must. Yeah.
Then could you introduce some aspects, some
Well,
actions?
be honest. As I know, we are still on the early stage on the standardization of the PQC, and of course, we like to um, focus our attention to the security first, because nobody knows what will happen when the quantum computer comes. So it's still on the early stage, but we do like to say cooperate with the countries, especially from Asia, and see if the Korea start launch, if the Japan launch the standardization of PQC, we like to organize somehow, and we can discuss how, or other countries from the Asia, we can study the strategy. How can we standardize? Because that's why we act so quickly to respond to the NIST call. We thought it's a very big things. It's very big positive things to respond to the quantum era. Yeah, so we like to.
So and in this competition, they considered only quantum resistant algorithms, not QKD. But how about you? You consider QKD and quantum resistant algorithm for post quantum era?
I don't get exactly what do you mean.
So we have two types of quantum resistant algorithms, quantum resistant schemes like
Mhm.
QKD, quantum key distributions, and then
Okay.
quantum resistant public algorithms.
Yeah.
But in this standardization
I see.
process,
Okay.
they exclude QKD.
Mhm.
But I heard in China you are very interested in QKD. So whether you are considering QKD, both of QKD and quantum resistant PQC for quantum
I see. I
errors,
see.
or
We do have a plan to standardization of the QKD at this moment. As I know, we are prepared to give a special session in the East Quantum Safe Cryptography in the 2018 when it held in China. At the same time, in that workshop, the 2018, we also will talk about the standardization of the PQC. So we combine the two together because we did some work on the QKD advantage. So we like to see if there is any role PQC can play in the QKD. That's what I understand. Yeah. Yes.
As far as I know, you mentioned QKD. So in China, you are very the hot level, highest level in the world. Since that I know that you have already finished to QKD from Beijing to Shanghai over satellite.
Yeah.
Is it true? Not yet. Not yet. I read the newspaper. You are right.
Let's say almost
Almost?
finished.
Almost finished?
Not really finished.
So I know
Yeah.
that you are plan to connect all major city by QKD, by satellite. No?
Not. Uh, well, good question. Anyway, there are three major missions conducted by the satellites, the quantum satellites. As I know, personally, quantum satellite is not focused on what you say the QKD network from Shanghai to Beijing. We still conduct the new scientific mission, for instance, to test the Bell inequality, and also, of course, the QKD, the key distribution is one of the major mission they like to see from in the free space. But there is nothing to do with the QKD network from Shanghai to Beijing.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
my misunderstanding. But another suggestion I like make here is a third question between the collaboration among Asian countries, in particular the three big. We know that China, Japan, and Korea.
Yeah.
So I have involved the country project. We say A3, big Asian three countries.
Mm-hmm.
So each country supported by their own government fund.
Mm-hmm.
So we continue 3-2. I mean the 5 years, the research grant.
Mm-hmm.
So we visit each other's, but the project was finished last year.
Maybe
So
we can launch the new.
You know
It's
that.
a very-
No. So my suggestion here,
Mhm.
if you are interested, three major teams,
Mhm.
each country
Mhm.
can propose the proposal simultaneously
Ah, good. Yeah,
to
it's a very
the
good suggestion.
to the
Yeah.
government grant.
Sure.
So if the government level agreed,
Yeah.
maybe we can start
Yeah, I
this
will
kind
report to
of
them.
a
It's a very good suggestion.
good cooperation
Yeah.
grant, and then we can discuss freely, or
Sure.
we can discuss
We
something
need
like that.
we need a platform.
Yes.
Yeah, we
so
need this
maybe
kind of platform. Sure.
maybe my suggestion on
Yeah. Thank you.
third question.
Yeah. Thank you.
So any more questions? I have one. So you mentioned some collaboration between the quantum way and the PQC,
Mhm.
and also you mentioned in China you're focusing on QKD also.
Mhm.
But is there any other way collaborating? Is there any other way of PQC, quantum assisted way?
Oh, okay. Industrial in China, for instance, Huawei and other big companies also pay a very close watch on the PQC stuff, especially, not the QKD only. Okay, yeah. So they are interested on this topic.
So any the possibility of using quantum technology to as an assistant?
You mean right now or the coming future?
Yeah, in the coming future.
Yes, that's for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So any more questions? Okay, if not, then let's thank the speaker again. Thank you.